What's up, guys? This is RG giving you another high definition broadcast. Here we are on the Witch Doctor class, and this is the skill calculator and skill theory crafting for the Witch Doctor PvE for the retail version of Diablo 3. If you'd like to follow along, please follow us on us.battle.net. Go to the skills calculator of the Witch Doctor, and you'll be right here where I am. So this is what we're going to do first. We're going with the firebomb. This is going to be PvE, remember, guys, and it is all about AoE. You need to be able to AoE your targets down, and you need to be at a long range. This is going to be a long range build. It's not a summoning build. If you would like to see a summoning build, please put it in the comments. But this is going to be a pretty much DPS group centric build. And this is going to be roll the bones for the firebomb skill. You need to choose one of these primary skills so that you can use skills while you have very low mana. As you can see, these primary skills have very low mana cost. So one of these four skills you need to have in your skill set so that you can use skills at a very low mana pace, or a very low mana base, that is. So Firebomb is one I chose. You can also go with Plague of Toads if you'd like, or Poison Dart. I really don't expect many people to go Corpse Spiders, and I feel like the Corpse Spiders, it takes a little bit too long for the DPS to actually be put out. So I put Firebomb because you can stay at a max distance, whereas Plague of Toads, you have to go right in the middle of them. And this is actually a good build if you want to go Plague of Toads, but not for my build specifically, because this is a, again, long range build. So I went with Rolled Bones, and Firebomb is going to be able to bounce up to 2 times. It is going to do a pretty good amount of damage, 85% weapon damage to fire to all enemies within 8 yards. So it's also going to bounce up to 2 times, which is going to do a lot more damage as an AoE. The next thing I wanted to show you guys is Haunt. It is going to be a very essential skill with the Witch Doctor, and I will be equipping it with Drain Spirit, which is going to give us that mana that we so desperately need with this build. And Haunt is a very good skill because you can actually affect up to 3 targets with this Haunt, and it's going to also synergize with my Locust Swarm. So Locust Swarm is going to be another dot skill that you can use up to more than 1 target, and it's going to jump to additional nearby enemies. So you can use multiple dots here, and this is going to be very central to this build, having your dots up at all times and using your firebomb when you have low mana. The next thing I wanted to show you, or you know what, I wanted to tell you guys about the Searing Locust, because the Searing Locust is going to give you an extra good amount of damage, about 108% weapon damage extra, that is going to be fire over 8 seconds. So it's just going to boost the damage of your Locust Swarm. So I wanted to show you guys that before I went to the Spirit Walk. So Spirit Walk is going to be a very, very essential skill as well to the Witch Doctor. In any class, build or whatever for PvP or PvE, you're going to need something like this Spirit Walk to get away from enemies, as well as you can use it with the buff here, the Honored Guest. Gain 15% of your mana, or your maximum mana that is, every second while Spirit Walk is active. So that's going to give you 30% maximum mana back every 15 seconds. This is going to be very, very essential, as you will not be taking that much damage. I didn't get it with the Healing Journey. If you want to be like all up in it and use, say the Plague Toads more, then you want to switch it to the Life. But as I am doing a long range build, you want to go with the maximum mana. 30% maximum mana per every 15 seconds is pretty much indispensable. So you need to have that up, this Honored Guest, and use it every time it's up, and also use your mana drainers, say like your Haunt, your Locust Swarm, and Zombie Charger at all times. Now, this skill here, Zombie Charger, I equipped with Zombie Bears, which is summon zombie bears that stampede towards your target. Each bear deals 230% weapon damage, 236% weapon damage as poison to enemies in the area. So this is going to be very good because, as you can see, it says bears, more than 1 bear, and it is going to do a lot of damage AoE in an area. So anytime they say in an area, it's going to be an AoE attack, and anytime they pluralize something like bears, it's going to be more than 1 bear, obviously. So this is going to do a lot of damage as zombie bears. If you guys do want something different for AoE, you would probably want to go with Acid Cloud, and I would either equip it with Corpse Bomb, or if you want to go with something more like that has to deal with the poison damage longer, you want to go with the Slow Burn, which is going to affect the area effect of that 75% weapon damage over poison is going to go over 6 seconds instead of over 3 seconds. So that slow burn, that AoE circle is actually going to be extended to 6 seconds, and you can have multiple circles up at once. So that is going to be very good. You can use either Acid Cloud with, say, slow burn, or you can go with Zombie Charger with Zombie Bears. This is going to be a very essential skill set here, either the Zombie Charger or the Acid Cloud, as you need a lot of AoE with this build, as well as having your dots up at all times. The next thing I wanted to stress is the Big Bad Voodoo. This is an indispensable skill for sure. 100% you need this skill. Okay? Now I have equipped it with Ghost Trance right now, but you can also equip it with the Slam Dance. So depending on if you want more damage, and you say that you're not really taking a lot of damage because, you know, your barbarian's up there or your monk is up there taking most of the damage and taking the brunt of the damage, you want to be able to be in the back. You want to use this fetish here, Slam Dance, this Big Bad Voodoo. Slam Dance, this is going to give you an increased damage of all nearby allies by 30%. This is going to be huge. You want to use some kind of buff skill here. The Big Bad Voodoo obviously is a very, very good buff, and it is a very long cooldown, as you can see, but it does last for 20 seconds. So every 100 seconds you can pop your Big Bad Voodoo, and it's going to be a very, very good skill to use. Now, the reason I had it equipped with the Ghost Trance at first is because look at how long it lasts. For 20 seconds, right? And 5% of the maximum life per second. So you're going to go all the way back up to full life once this Big Bad Voodoo goes down with Ghost Trance. So every 120 seconds you're going to be able to get back up to full life. And that's all of your allies, remember. So that's why I had it equipped with Ghost Trance, but if your group is really that good and they don't need the life, then I suggest going with something like this, Slam Dance. Now, why wouldn't I? Some people might say, oh, you're using a lot of mana, why not go with the mana? Remember that mana is only for witch doctors, okay? Each person has their own resource, and witch doctors are mana. So if you go with the mana, it's not going to help your allies at all. It's just going to help the witch doctors in the group, which is usually probably only going to be one, which is you. So you want to go with either Slam Dance or Ghost Trance, because these are the ones that are going to affect your group and buff your group the most effective. The next thing I wanted to show you guys is the Spiritual Attunement. These passive skills are going to be very, very essential to this build. Maximum mana increased by 20%, that's a huge amount, and it regenerates 1% of your maximum mana per second. So you're going to have a lot of mana regeneration from this Haunt and the Spiritual Attunement, and it's going to be quite enough with the Spirit Walk as well. So it's going to be very good with this build. Spiritual Attunement is one of these essential skills to this build. The next thing I want to show you guys is Pierce the Veil. Now, some people might say, you know, you have too much mana. You have too much mana regeneration. You don't need that much. Well, Pierce the Veil is going to increase your damage by 20%, but it also makes your mana cost increase by 30%. So that's why I have so much mana regeneration, because I want to be able to boost my damage that much more. That 20% is going to be very vital in my damaging of all my skills. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys is this Bad Medicine. As you can see, I do have a lot of poison type skills. This is poison, and this is poison. So there's going to be a lot of people getting poison, and I want to be able to do something with that poison. And it says right here, Bad Medicine, whenever you deal poison damage to an enemy, their damage is reduced by 20% for 3 seconds. Now, this is going to be really good because zombie bears are going to be being cast all the time. Locust Swarm is going to be casting all the time, so everyone's going to have 20% damage reduction. Now this is where the poison acid cloud comes in. If you want to go with the 6 seconds of the pool being left behind, remember anybody in that pool is being damaged by poison every second for 75% weapon damage. So they're going to be getting Bad Medicine every second, and it's going to be getting refreshed every time, so that 3 seconds is 20% damage reduction is never going to fall off. Now it's really a DPS decision here. Do you want to do more DPS or do you want to reduce damage more? So that's why I went with Zombie Charger and Zombie Bears, because I want to do more damage, and this Bad Medicine is just something that I wanted to show you guys for reducing their damage with the poison. So that's pretty much it for this build, guys. That's the build that I decided to show you guys, as this is a build that I probably would use on the Witch Doctor PvE for magic finding or for doing Inferno runs, and that's that type of thing. And it's going to be a really good build for Inferno. As you can see, I have a damage reduction here, and say with the monk, with that damage reduction build, the enemies are going to do like, you know, negative 80% damage or something. It's going to be ridiculous. So this is the build I decided to go with, and I'm asking you guys, and again in the comments, please tell me which wizard build you like to see for PvE, and which demon hunter build you would like to see for PvE. And again in the comments, if you'd like to tell me something else about the cast right now, or another cast later on that you want to see, maybe barbarian doing whatever, or any other type of build, please feel free to go ahead and hit up the comments and say what's up. As always, definitely check out my channel if this is the first time you're checking out my videos, as I do have a lot more videos in my channel, and hit that subscribe if you can. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and take it easy. Peace.